probably. He was a young I saw because he gave me this book he did on golden retrievers. And there's a picture of him and he's like lying down and he looked like
He's like a narcisse.
well, I don't know, it could be. But it
Is
was
that what
funny.
you're saying?
It was funny.
It's all about vanity.
Yeah. I'd never seen, I only know him to look the way he looks now.
He's quite handsome then.
Yeah, he's he's got a great energy, like Santa Claus.
So what does he do now?
He's still photographing. Because that was the thing he said to Paolo, the photographer.
Reversi.
No, Paolo Di Paolo.
Sorry, the other Paolo.
The father. He said, he couldn't understand how he could put the camera down for 50 years.
Interesting.
Because
What was
he
his
said
answer?
he'll be, I don't remember exactly, but I mean, he just stopped, for him. I mean, to the point that his daughter didn't even know he was.
That's incredible.
That's pretty amazing.
But I think some photographers or Ralph Gibbons. I know that Ralph Gibbons still takes pictures, for example.
Yeah, when I was
He was in Paris for the vernissage.
When I was in my 20s, I took a workshop with him, and who was his old girlfriend, great photographer. She did that picture, that Turkish girl on the street. That was like.
I didn't know he had a photography.
A long time ago. Oh, she's a very famous reportage photographer, kind of in the style of Diane Arbus, but not. But they were together and they gave this workshop together. She died recently, also, like in the past. There was a ex-girlfriend. I mean, she's a reportage photographer in the same period of Ralph Gibson. Like when I was, this had to be in the 70s. I had the workshop, so I was.
So you were all very young.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was like 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, you were like babies.
I don't know why you need always
I wasn't exactly because suddenly this year I
It's
decided.
like you've had many lives. It's incredible.
Suddenly this year I decided, okay, I have to assume my age is my age.
Well, you were beautiful your age, so.
Before I would always say, I'm older than, when people ask me, I say I'm older than you and younger than Yoko. Oh no.
Are you doing like a little charade?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can figure it out. But I mean, it's always easy to figure out if you figure you did this at that time or another time. And you get close to 10 years at any rate.
How you look beautiful, Gabby. I mean, you don't have anything to be worried.
But it
Did you change style in your life?
Yeah, well,
Not too
I
much.
did. No, growing up, yes, lots of different styles.
Yeah.
But then when I found, like when I was a designer, I had my own brand for 13 years, and then
Oh wow, that must be really hard. That must be like super recherché now.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have samples. I have a couple pictures, but we didn't really do archives then. But when I started designing, I didn't want my clothes to compete with what I was doing. So some people, like Marc Margell, they wore white lab coat. I just wore like a black shirt and black trousers. And then my hair, because I've always been height challenged. So I wear really huge shoes and my hair. So my hair was getting higher. But
It's a mixture of Chinese princess and geisha. You know, have you ever seen geisha how they prepare their hair?
Yeah,
It's incredible.
it's great.
You know, they do such. I mean, it's like you. It's so elaborate and it's like a sculpture.
They're amazing. I for them.
But you know, they have probably 5 hours preparing and a lot of people, and you know, that's...
Me, it's 15 minutes.
You see,
You know,
you found the way.
I'm very spontaneous about everything. It's just like, but then once I found like, okay, this is how I feel comfortable. It changed from the trousers to a long skirt, but that happened by accident because when I was a fashion editor, I don't know if you ever heard of Joyce Moss. Yeah, I worked with her on her magazine. And she was in Hong Kong, but she had the Palais Royale place. One of the designers I interviewed, when their clothes came back from a photo shoot, not to do with Joyce, there was a long skirt in there. And it had no label and nobody claimed it and they had no idea where it goes. So they said to me, would you ever wear a long skirt? And I said, well, I haven't worn a skirt in like decades.
This is why in the 80s?
No, in the 90s.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
which
like
is not
me.
very fashionable to have a skirt. It was all about trousers and being
Yes.
powerful, power.
Yes. So,
Less
so
romantic.
Then I tried on the skirt and I thought, oh, this is great. And usually I wear a veil, but this summer because it's too hot, I'm trying to be slightly practical.
Just like,
So
but
yeah,
you're right. It's an identity, and once you find an identity, it simplifies
It is-
life. It actually
does.
simplifies life.
It does, and it's like I don't have to change for events. I feel like I could be shopping in the supermarket in the morning or at night at an event, and I'm still the same.
But that's what's wonderful.
Life is easy. It's really easy.
Yeah, but also it means that with it's almost like you have a frame, you've got a canvas, a template, and then you put different. Because I was looking, you've got beautiful brooches,
Yeah, it was made for my collection.
and it's wonderful because you could have pleasure in simple
And
objects.
people always notice because they're so rare that there's a change.
Yes,
As soon as
but in a way,
they
you're
see-
a bit like the studio here. You kind of a black canvas where you can build on top of it.
You know, you put a veil on and suddenly you think, oh, this is great. But it's nothing.
Well, it does show that you have fun doing it.
Yeah.
So she answered